Hey everyone, welcome back with Beano Mac, where today we're going to continue our playthrough of Medieval for PS1.
Poor villagers. The master possesses them. It mustn't hurt them. Hurt guards, though. They seek out an object of great power.
Boy oh boy, you gotta love those frickin' PlayStation 1 FMVs, man. I mean, the animation for Dan is just so particularly bad, and all the cutscenes I've seen him in so far, just so jerky and all that other, just so jerky. That's really all it is. It's just an unnatural. It's like the uncanny valley, really. But as you can see, there is a special mechanic in this level. So there are a bunch of villagers. We are not meant to kill the villagers. We have to. A crucifix once stood here, but the mayor took it. Find a replacement to see how the church should really look. But the mechanic, there's villagers that were possessed by Zarok, if you remember the opening cutscene in the first playthrough level. And because of that, we don't want to kill them, including these poor little girls. Little kids. Anyway, funny, weirdness aside, yeah, so we just don't want to hurt these people. But you can use the daring dash, I believe, to just temporarily knock them out, and it doesn't hurt them or anything like that, but it's very tough to nail that down. And it's also something I didn't realize until like halfway through the actual video. Oh, come on, she was waiting for me right outside the thing. Yeah, they got the creepy little girl thing going on here with the axe. Alright, I guess there's nothing there. Uh-oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Oh, no. Why can I move the chairs? What the hell is she doing? Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. How many little girls are in this damn village? In here. Alright, so this is where we have to make the cast for the thing. So Old Man Willie Green of Gallows Town was awarded Smithy of the Season by our readers. His outstanding cast has produced many intricate and hard-wearing iron goods and sculptures. Willie only uses the finest of metals in his work and is particularly noted for his magnificent busts. Old Man Willie was quoted as saying, "Oi, when I get pumping on me bellows, there ain't no stopping me. It's all in the rhythm, up and down, up and down. I've always been inspired by the stories of Stanya and Huey, the greatest smithy that ever was." Yeah, so this one is also a really good lore level, because it just kind of gives you basic biographies, talking about a few of the heroes we've already met, as well as future ones we're going to meet as well. So it's really cool. Once again, this game is just so great at expanding on the lore of these things. Which is why it sucks that it seems like, god damn it, get out of my goddamn way, you stupid kids. But which is why it's so sad that like Medieval 2 seems to have dropped everything about Medieval 1 other than just Sir Dan himself. Uh-oh, alright, this is not the right place. My bad, I'm sorry about that. Continue on with your day, ma'am. Let's see here. Speaking of ma'ams. Alright, I think I have to put this on here. Thankfully, she hasn't noticed me for whatever reason. Alright, is there even anything special I gotta do here? Man, they're really trying to give me all these clubs. Uh-oh. 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 I need the earth rune. Oh, for the love of God. You think with all they made like 3 or 5 like different zombie models, even though they all like had the same animations and are the same characters and stuff like that. why the hell didn't they make a unique models for the freaking characters here? For, you know, like, I don't know, I just feel like they could have gone that extra mile for this level in particular. And I don't know, like, because there's only like maybe like 4 of the, you know, dads, 4 of the daughters, and then 4 of like the wives, so, or mothers or whatever. So I feel like it would have, you know, wouldn't have been a big deal. But I guess it would be just for this one level here. Oh god, that guy is kicking our butt. Also, I think it just confirmed that, like, I don't know, it's kind of funny how this level really does do a good job of playing on the fact of, like, adults are, like, a lot of times, like, kind of disgusting. Especially, you know, the Americans and stuff like that. I'm no different myself. I'm an ugly guy myself, an ugly motherfucker. But that said, it's funny that, like, you know, they have, like, the weird, disgusting parents in this level. And then they have, like, the skinny little girl. It's just, it's a little, it hits a little too real, you know? It's a little too real. Hits a little too close to home. That said, our next question of the day, and I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling a little bit to figure out my questions of the day for for this series in particular. I feel like I was on kind of a, you know, I feel like I was kind of on a roll at first with the PlayStation 1 stuff, but I'm not too much of a PlayStation guy, so. This next question is going to be based off of the theming of, you know, this whole game and stuff, I think, you know, because it kind of has a Nightmare Before Christmas aspect to it for me, so. Is your guys' favorites, oh, it looks like we got a cutscene.
Hurry, comrades, tear this place apart. If we don't find the shadow artifact, Lord Zarok will have us mocking out the demons for the next millennium.
Alright, so thankfully all the little girls that were out here previously are now replaced with these guys. But if I could be serious for 1 minute, my question of the day is Halloween your favorite holiday? And if not, what is your favorite holiday? I know it's a weird question to be asking on a video game video, but I'm going to let you know from right now, you're going to have a lot of interesting questions of the days. Let's just put it that way. Oh man, they're actually kind of kicking my butt here. But yeah, you want to spare the citizens, kill these guys to, you know, fill the rest of the chalice. Because you start with, like, I think 37%, and if you, you know, if you kill anybody, you lose enough. Just one person is enough to not get the Hall of Heroes things. The rune key is held aloft by the flow of water from the fountain. You may have to wait for the next drought. Yeah, this, if you can't tell already, this whole level, I like it a lot. But this whole level is pretty much one big puzzle. Like, it's just a whole bunch of different puzzles you have to solve. And B, it really establishes a lot of the lore, you know, of the characters. And you know, the reason why this video is probably going to be so long is because I am also going to, I'm going to read all of the pieces of lore and stuff like that you can find on this level. Jeez, the camera angles in this game too. I mean, early 3D platformer games, ugh. It's a good thing we got a remaster of this game, although I think it still has a lot of the same issues as this version does. But it's a little bit more quality of life. Man, how do I get out of here now? There we go. I thought all those guys disappeared. But I guess it's just the little girls, which is pretty convenient considering there's like 7 of them out here beforehand. And now I gotta find... Man, I'm having a tough time finding all these buildings and stuff. Alright, I remember there's something down here we have to hit. Okay, there we go. Oh, alright, there we go. There was the drought. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna check out what's inside the freaking chaos room here we got. Is this the library? Ah, yes it is. So this is where all the lore is. So let's get started. History of Gallowmere, Volume 1. During the dark time that was Gallowmere's not too distant past, it was King Peregrin who thwarted Zarok the Necromancer and his plan to enslave the land. Zarok, once the king's mage, had fallen out of favor with the ruler for conducting outlandish experiments on the bodies of the dead. It was said that deep within Peregrin Castle, the dead were restless. Ooh. The dead are to be honored, not kept as playthings of alchemists, declared King Peregrin as he banished Zarok from the castle. All of Zarok's living dead were routed out and destroyed. Zarok, being an unforgiving soul, went into hiding and vowed to wreak his revenge on the king. So that's part 1 there. History of Gallowmere, Volume 2. Rumors of ill-doing and dark deeds abound through the land of Gallowmere. It was whispered that Zarok had employed the aid of shadowy demons to help build a vast castle. Under the cover of night, Zarok's dark armies spilled forth from their corrupt haven. The army marched south across the Silver Mountains and through the Silver Woods. Soon afterwards, even the Pumpkin Lands belonged to Zarok. The folk of Gallows Town cried out for help. "Save us, good King Peregrin!" Retaliation was swift and violent. King Peregrin's forces, led by the brave Sir Fortesque, drove Zarok's army back from Gallows Town. There was much rejoicing, but the war was not yet over. So yeah, you gotta wonder, these are the history books, not what actually happened. So this is the story of Dan as told by the town. Volume 3 here. News that Zarok's army had now taken the floodlands caused much concern. From this vantage point, Zarok could march west to take the enchanted forest. This sacred place would prove a bitter defeat if it fell into the hands of the evil sorcerer. Man, I hope that guy doesn't hit me when I get out of this. It was Sir Daniel Fortesque who once again led the king's militia to rid the demon host from the land. Yet the evil wizard was cunning and had prepared an ambush. A titanic battle ensued of which history has never since seen the like. It is said that the day would have gone to Zarok for the skill and valor of one man. Fortesque led the charge deep into the massed ranks of the undead, felling Zarok's bodyguard, the fearful Lord Zarok, and before finally succumbing to his own mortal wounds, slew the traitorous sorcerer with a mighty sweep of his sword. If you remember, it was actually Canny Tim, Sir Dan's second-in-command, who took out Lord Zarok in a similar way to how Dan fell. The forces of evil were destroyed, but at a terrible price. None but a handful of the king's militia returned from that field. Gallowmere lost a whole generation of young men that day, including Canny Tim, the legendary crossbowman, and Fortescue's second-in-command, who fell in the first volley of arrows. Oh man, they really threw Canny Tim under the bus there for no reason. That's dirty. Zarok's body was never found, though. If it lies unmourned in an unmarked grave, then no one in Gallowmere would shed a tear. The shadow demons that had fallen under Zarok's banner were unnatural creatures that did not belong in the world of mortal men. The king declared that they be banished, entombed under the pure earth of the enchanted earth. Imprisoned within an impregnable box of the king's design, the demons were buried deep underground. Their tomb was sealed with a magical device that has since become known as the Shadow Artifact. That's what we're looking for right now, actually. Let's see here. Tourist Guide to Gallowmere, Part 1. The land of Gallowmere is a wondrous land of breathtaking sights and adventure. If it's beauty you're looking for, be sure to check out the sights of the Enchanted Forest. Scale the heights and see the nests of giant dragon birds. Seek out weird and wondrous plant life. Go ooh and ah at the sight of baby dragon toads splashing about in the crystal clear ponds. Yeah, they're kicking my ass the last time I went there. Why not take a walk through the Pumpkin Valley? Pumpkin is Gallowmere's favorite dish, and about now the valley was just bulging under the weight of young podlings awaiting harvest. Damn you, Zarok! Tourist Guide to Gallowmere Part 2. If it's a mystery you're looking for, then the seasoned adventure should travel to the ruins of King Peregrin's castle. Yes, this is the fortress from which the fabled King Peregrin once hailed. It is said that the king's crown was lost in the dungeon below the castle, and that the ghost of the regent himself now haunts those cold stone passages. Spooky. Why not take the swamps and seek out the mythical town of Gallowmere? This place was once said to be a place of fantastical arcane alchemy, but an age has passed since it was consumed by the murky swamps. Perhaps great treasure awaits any adventurer that can locate its watery resting place? Yeah, like I said, really, that's something we're going to go across way further down the line. Gallowmere. Heroes from History, Retrospective, Chapter 1. In addition to being the strongest man who ever lived, Stanyer Iron Hewer was unsurpassed in his skill as a blacksmith. He was equally happy pounding on his anvil at home as he was pounding on someone's head in battle. It was said that his only fear was the end of the village smithy, as the focus of the manufacturer in favor of more centralized units. Psst, as if. Chapter 2. Born a humble peasant to one of the nomadic tribes from the Eastlands, Bloodmoth Skull Cleaver gathered an army of horsemen and swept over half the civilized world. When he finally died attempting a single-handed attack on a garrison in the north, well-armed only with a spike on his helmet, he was the richest and most powerful peasant of his day. Chapter 3. Karl Sterngard spent most of his formative years under siege at his family's castle with his impregnable magical shield. Sterngard's motto was, "The best form of attack is defense." Sadly, his shield couldn't protect him against poor eating habits, and he died during a post-battle feast while swallowing a large sausage he had failed to chew. Yeah, these are all people in the Hall of Heroes, by the way. Chapter 4. Truly the hero's hero, Woden the Mighty was fearless, single-minded, and uncompromising. Unbeaten in combat, he inspired raw fear in friends and enemies alike, not to mention in close family members and pets. Chapter 5. Trained from birth in all forms of combat, Amanzi Shogama was the warrior queen of a tribe of Amazons. The bold and the beautiful Shangama banished all males from her territory except the handful she kept on to mow the lawns of her people. Chapter 6. A full-time mother and homemaker, Megwine Stormbinder had to defend her settlement from barbarian raiders while the menfolk were away on a hunting trip. She fought off repeated attacks armed only with a pitchfork and a rolling pin, and with one arm holding her baby. Legend has it that the gods, impressed by her indomitable courage, intervened and added thunderbolts to her arsenal. She won the battle with a couple of bolts to spare on her husband when he finally returned. My word. Chapter 7. Dirk Steadfast was a fearsome opponent thanks to his magic sword and firmly held belief that only women defend themselves. Real men are always on the attack. And he was a friend and contemporary of Karl Sterngard and was with him even to the end. It was with Steadfast was explaining his views on Sterngard's shield during a feast that the latter had his tragic and inexplicable accident. So that's why he didn't save him, huh? Descended from the finest centaur bloodstock, Ravenhooves, the archer was the last prince of his people. A proud and haughty aristocrat, he was an accomplished hunter, sportsman, duelist, playboy, raconteur, I don't even know what that is, and 3 times Derby winner. Alright. Captain of the militia in the time of King Peregrin, Sir Daniel Fortesque found fame when he killed the renegade wizard Zarok. A career soldier raised in the royal household, he was adored by men under his command and renowned for his loyalty to Gallowmere. It was said that Fortesque was always destined for greatness. With his square jaw, steely gaze, and thick shock of hair as black as raven's wings, he looked every inch the hero. Apparently his dad was like a rich nobleman. That's how he got in to begin with. Alright, how do I get back there? Boy, what the The AI is so buggy in this game. It's awesome. I'm just gonna fast forward this real part, folks, since it took me a while to figure out what I had to do, which was incredibly basic, as you're about to see. But yeah, hopefully you at least enjoyed the exposition dump of me reading. Hopefully I didn't ruin it for you, you know, with my constant stuttering and whatnot. But let's read this last part here as well. If I can get this jackass off my ass. How am I not hitting this guy? There we go, there we go. To whom it may concern, I must make haste for Zarok's men, who will be here within the hour. I have taken the crucifix from the church. It is the key to a key. I used the cross to make the attached case, then I had it destroyed. It is my hope that the cast falls into the hands of a just and good hero. Signed, the town mayor. Boy, talk about a douchebag. He abandoned his people, despite knowing what was coming. Didn't even warn them. What the hell is that statue supposed to be anyway? Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that expedition dump and my stuttering wasn't too big of an issue for it, but like I said, I mean, that's the only level in this game that has like all that huge lore dump and stuff like that, and I don't even think they covered all the heroes actually, but I could be wrong. I think they actually did, now that I think about it, yeah, because you have to like, there's a lot of repeat of the heroes and stuff like that, so I think they did get everybody, so. Speaking of which, this, like I said, this is an already an log video, so we're going to actually speed this up here. You know, just do a little bit to hopefully save you guys some time. This is already going to be a 30-minute video, I think, with that stuff there. So now we finally got the cast. Let's see here, is it working? Of course not. That would be too easy. Gotta go across, I guess. I feel like that does not match the outline at all, not even in the slightest. Alright, well, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna heal for a second here. Soak it in, man. I love getting caught on random stuff. Alright, dear sir or madam, on my travels across Gallowmere, I have come across many mysterious and enchanting finds. However, that which filled me with the deepest dread was the discovery of the tomb of the shadow demons, the key to their dank prison. The mysterious shadow artifact is now in my possession. That dress-wearing bully boy, Zarok, will stop at nothing to retrieve this item. I fear that already he knows that it is I who possesses it. Yours fearfully, the town mayor. Alright, so the mayor, he could be in some deep shit right now, for all we know. He could be having his nipples twisted by that bully boy Zarok right now. Alright, let's see where the hell this leads us. Up here, apparently. Up here! Cage! I wonder if like there's just anybody who watches these are like, what the hell is this dude just yelling random references for to unrelated things? That's that's kind of my personality in a lot of ways. Let's see here, I think I can just go in this chimney, right? Yep. Seems empty here. So this must be the mayor's house or something. What the hell? It's supposed to be where I hit this and then something happens. The shadow artifact. Whoa! Oh, I had to do that first? I guess that makes sense. What are those things anyway? They're like furnaces or something, but like they're also like skeletons? Alright, let's see what happens if I go this way. Oh wait, I think that's the way I came. Never mind. Jeez. Am I even trying, guys? Ooh. Nice. Swear, you never freaking, when you find the chalice, I think there's only been one level in which I found the chalice And I actually had enough right from the get-go. So we're gonna have to kill these guys, I guess. Uh-oh. Go, no. I don't know if I can take these guys. I like how that one guy just completely moved out of the way. Hey, you guys wanted to do a gun duel here, so let's do it. Uh-oh. Yeah. And they call themselves sharpshooters. Alright, how the hell did where did I go? That's the library. Alright, here it is, but... Alright, the Hall of Heroes awaits. Interesting that, like, King Peregrin wasn't a part of it or whatever. He's probably pissed at me. Oh, great, he's got something to say here.
Back and forth like a supernatural yo-yo. Maybe the master will make it harder to find those magic egg cups.
Boy, as long as Sir Dan doesn't have to do the excellent challenge, I think we'll be fine. Let's see here, who's next?
Hey, Mr. Fortesque, I want to talk with you. If this Zarok's so bad, why'd you get to go back? Why'd you of all people, Fortesque? It should be I, Blood Monatha Skull Cleaver. When I lived, always I had a pile of slain strewn around me. You spend most of your time organizing and changing of the guard and playing croquet with the king. Still, I lend you my axe. You swing her, you throw her, she thirsts for a slaughter as much as I. Drink deep of demon blood, my proud beauty.
Alright, well that's going to be all for today's episode, folks, so thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, check out next week's episode on Miscellaneous Monday, but above all else, please remember to have a nice day.